So in this segment, we're going to be discussing the target assassination of Donald Trump. This is the stuff you don't want to see in any country, especially not a democracy. You know, regardless of how flawed American democracy is, and the fact that it's been called an oligarchy. This is honestly wild. So we're going to play the video.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, it's been hit in the ear there. His ear is. They've got a picture of it. It doesn't look as bad as it could have been, I guess. But you know, he's very lucky to have survived this. Honestly. And you can see kind of Secret Service getting really involved there and trying to protect him. You had multiple gunshots. I think 2 people were killed. The shooter was killed, and there was another person who was killed as well. It's absolute chaos.
Hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready? Move! Move! Go!
You know, this whole story is crazy because people had told the police officer, like the police, that there was someone there with a gun, and for whatever reason the police didn't listen. You know, they did react fairly quickly there, but like the fact that this person managed to get shots off is just crazy to me. And you know, Trump is, you know, defiant here, and he does the dumb thing of trying to stand back up, I guess, but he's trying to, I think, show to his supporters like he's okay, and show that he's defiant. I mean, it's just, my brother was just saying it's crazy that you got a 70, I think he's like a 79-year-old man, essentially got hit with a bullet, you know, a grazing shot, and he still managed to get back up okay. You know, it's probably just pure adrenaline here, to be honest with you. But you can see, like, he's defiant. Obviously, they're trying to buggle him into the car because he's been hit, and they don't know if there's another shooter or anything like that. But yeah. And, you know, they managed to get him into the car despite him being, you know, extremely defiant. You know, and Trump's a guy I really dislike for a lot of different reasons. Borderline hatred, to be honest with you. But this is not the stuff you want to see, and there should be absolute condemnation of these sorts of actions, because the last thing you want is shootings on politicians. Because you got to condemn it, because across the board this will happen. You think some rabid right winger might not look at this video and say, "Oh, okay, is that how it is?" and start attacking, you know, Democrats and people like that. This sort of action it has to be condemned fully, and this is the wild thing, because you can see like this is so crazy, right? People have actually managed to get footage of the shooter. Like, this is how crazy this is. This is how slow they were to react. A guy managed to film this. This is how slow. I don't know what the hell the police and the Secret Service were up to, but you have a geezer managed to get on a rooftop, managed to put down a bipod and a sniper rifle, and someone managed to film him. That's not me, like, that's the actual video, but like, it's just crazy to me. Like, you live in a country with guns where, like, they couldn't, how did they not figure out, like, see this guy? I just, it's baffling, especially when you've got a country that's had you know, the situation with JFK. Like, how have you not got this more locked down? Like, Americans clown people in Britain for getting stabbed or whatever, but you ain't gonna get stabbed from that far out. It's just wild. Maybe they can have a sensible conversation around gun control. And this situation could have been far worse if Trump was killed or shot far, injured badly, given that he's the Republican nominee. I think the shooter was an amateur, given that I think in the military they're told to aim for center mass, which is the body. But we haven't had a ton more information on the shooter, to be honest with you. This video being recorded on the 14th, around 6 p.m. UK time. But, you know, the people saw him on the roof. I just don't get it. There's a clip here.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, But we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they...
It's crazy to me. Like, the police just did not have a handle on this at all. It's just wild to me. Like, this is, you know, you have the president, you have the presidential nominee. Like, how do you not have this better guarded? Obviously, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback or whatever, but it just seems silly to me, especially in a country where guns are extremely prevalent.
They didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And could you imagine a situation where he's got a more powerful rifle and more people are killed?
He was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for
Just mad, a couple of minutes, you know. He had time to line up his shot. It's crazy. Could you imagine a more experienced shooter like Trump would be dead?
a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Yeah, you'd think they'll do a proper sweep, but I just... It's just, this is crazy. This is one of the, I think, the craziest story of the year so far. We're halfway in. So I don't get it, guys. Like, fair enough, I'm a British dude who lives in Britain. Like, I'm not going to understand American culture at the best of times, but I don't understand why, in a country where you have so many guns, why you wouldn't have better security for a guy who's going to be a presidential nominee. I don't get it. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there before I ramble on too long. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Americans will finally have a sensible conversation around guns? And I'll catch you in the next one.